Fire away.
Nick, what were your emotions like on that final play at the end of the game?
Yeah, gosh, football's such an unbelievable game. There's highs, there's lows, and sometimes it brings you to tears of joy. Sometimes it brings you to tears. But just so happy our guys. I mean, it was obviously the plays that before that led to them being in a kind of a desperation at the end. Great job by our defensive line to get pressure there at the end of the game.
Nick, you tried to impress on everybody that this was just another game. Watching you and now seeing you, I just don't think this was just another game.
Yeah, hey, I'm the same. I feel like I'm the same guy every day. Now that we've played the game and the game's over, it's always a little cooler when you win against a really good football team and the really good football team being Dallas. And I know that means a lot to our fans. Got a lot of respect for those players and coaches over there. It was a good battle back and forth, and it's cool to, again, like I said, it's cool to be a part of that rivalry.
What happened with Jalen when he had to leave? You called the timeout, came back in.
He's okay. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, why was he almost falling over on the ground?
you can ask him. I think he's okay. He played an unbelievable game. Really accurate the entire game. Went to the right place with the ball all game, and you saw how he played after that. So he's good.
So did he change the play calling and get a zone where he ran for a third down?
He ran for a couple ones after that. So just let him go out there and ball.
What does Brandon Graham do to stay fresh and productive at this stage of his career? What do you guys do to kind of help him?
Again, he's such an important part of this football team. The player, the person, the leader, the captain. When he makes a play like that, like he made today, I promise you that everybody feeds off of that, and everybody feels that because our guys are so excited when he makes a play. And, he does a great job of taking care of his body. Our trainers, our strength staff, our doctors do a great job of helping him take care of his body. And that's why he's playing so successful and so at such a high level at later stages of his career. When you get to the later stages of career, it's about his maintenance. It's about playing with fundamentals and technique, and it's about playing with great passion. And nobody does that more than BG.
I know you said Jalen's fine, but he's obviously been dealing with something. Looked like he got knocked again today. Do you approach this week coming up here to say, let's give him as much rest as we possibly?
We're going to give all the guys rest, and he'll be one of the guys that benefits from our rest. This is an important week for us to self-scout. This is important for week for our players to take some time away from the game. We never can fully take time away. Are you making faces, baby? All right. We never can. She's been waiting for this moment since last year's NFC Championship game. I didn't let her come last time. She's here now. But we'll take some time away from it, and it's hard to just we'll take some time away from it as coaches. But I know our guys, and I know they'll be intertwined into whether it's. I know I'll get texts from our guys on Saturday during the college football games. I know I'll get texts from them on Sunday. I know I'll get texts from them on Tuesday when MACtion is going on. I think my buddy Jason Candle's playing in MACtion this week. I'm looking forward to watching his game as well. But when you got a group of guys that just wants to continue to get better, they'll take away time with their bodies. But I know they'll be have attention on a lot of games this week. What do you want to do during the bye, girl?
What?
You have some time off too. You got fall break this week. What do you want to do during this week? What's one thing you want to do during this week? You want to get Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, relax.
How many times did the plan change on CDU over the course of the game?
Man, he's a really outstanding player. Obviously, he did a good job today. They got him the ball a lot, threw it to him a lot. We tried to give some different looks, but again, he makes it. Him and Dak make it difficult to take him away just because of how good they are and how much rhythm and how much chemistry they have. I'm really impressed by that. You know, I think the world of Dak Prescott. I think the world of CeeDee Lamb, and they had a good game today. But we tried to throw some different wrinkles at them, trying to slow them down.
On the final drive, how big was Josh's sack, and I guess what are the emotions like?
Man, it was huge, but man, he started to celebrate. Like, good thing his celebration's quick. Like, man, I'm like, get back out there. I think a couple weeks ago, we don't mess around as far as situational football. A couple weeks ago, Notre Dame had a play where their guys were celebrating like that, and Coach Freeman had to call a timeout. And obviously, we didn't have any timeouts there, so I'm trying to get them back. But huge play, huge play. And that's what you expect. That's what really good players do in crunch moments is make plays like that. And he made an enormous play in a huge moment because the clock ticks. They're 3rd and 21 now. It puts them in a rush right there. Like I thought they were going to spike it too, and then they ended up to play one more play. But we had to be ready to go the next play and. Man, that was huge, and Josh Sweat just continues to have a really impressive year, and those two guys feed off each other, Josh and Hassan, because it's hard to take one away. If you pay attention too much to one, the other guy makes a play, and so man, I couldn't think about anybody. Wouldn't want anyone else rushing the passer besides the guys that we have, and man, they played big in some big moments today. And at times their O-line did a good job as well and gave Dak time to throw. But in big moments, our guys really stepped up and when they needed to. And I think they had a big first half with 17 points and then 6 points in the second half. And so, our defense really rose to the occasion in the second half. And that's not the first time this year that we've had a really impressive second half.
You went for it twice on the opening drive on 4th down.
I'm sorry?
On the opening drive, I believe you went for it on 4th down twice. Was that intentional and wanted to be aggressive earlier, or was that situational where they came?
Yeah, it's the confidence in our guys. That's just confidence in our guys, the confidence in the play call. Brian and I talk a lot about those play calls leading into that. You don't make decisions on the spur of the moment. You know what's coming. Now things change during the game, but that's just confidence in the guys, the play call that we have, and that's it.
Happened on the third and 3. Jalen threw it up to AJ. Was that the call there to go deep there?
I just think I'll have to look at the tape. It looked like AJ just didn't see the ball. They couldn't find the ball, and so in those situations, Jeff, there's times where it's time to throw it short. There's times to throw it deep. You got to feel how the defensive backs are playing all games because, why not go to the sticks? Well, sometimes they squat at the sticks, right? And sometimes they grab at the sticks and all those different things. So it's time to go deep, And I think this week, at 3rd and 3, we did that. Last week on 4th and 3, we did that. We ended up getting a pass interference in the end zone right before we had the turnover on the quarterback sneak. And so sometimes it's a time to, go past the sticks. Sometimes it's a time to go way past the sticks, and sometimes it's a time to go to the sticks. I thought it was a good call by Brian. I thought it was a good ball by Jalen, and sometimes I thought AJ had his eyes around in the right timing, but sometimes you don't get it. But I know this: when you are aggressive like that, it opens up everything. And shoot, AJ Brown's been on a tear with the ball vertically in this past 5 games, and so hey, they got us on that one.
2 more, please. Jalen's numbers have been incredible on a banged up knee. How do you explain the success that he's had despite being what we would assume to be limited playing that way?
Yeah, again, he's tough. He's tough as heck. He's never been on the injury report though, because his play status has never been in doubt. And great leader, great player, rises to the occasion in big time moments. Just that's who he is. And so, whether his body's feeling 100%, whether his body's you're not feeling 100%, and which nobody's body is at this particular time, he's a warrior. He's going to play through bumps and bruises, and he's going to play at a high level because he's a big time player.
mentioned
You
Lamb
guys are
earlier.
8-1.
I'll get you. I'll get
You guys
you.
are 8-1.
You guys get so upset when I don't get your. You know I'm going to come back to you and get your question. They trapped me over here. They trapped me over here.
Here's the thing. You guys are 8-1. If you had to tough out a lot of games, that hasn't been easy. What does it say about your team, the fact that you kind of won through some of these tough games, and what do you guys have to do to be even better in the second half of the season?
There's always room for improvement. Always room for improvement. Tiger. There's always room for improvement, and we'll continue to work on things, the details, the ball security, the ability to take the football away. That's something we're going to continue to work on. What Bill Parcells say, you are what your record says you are. So we're in a good spot right now, and we're going to enjoy this bye week at 8-1, and we're going to get ready for the Kansas City Chiefs. Who obviously is a great football team, and just continue to try to bust our butts to get better each day. When you're truly in that mindset and you're willing to get better each day, no matter how you feel, that's got to be the mindset. I'm tired today. Oh, we're 8-1 today. Oh, we're 2-8 today. Whatever the heck it is, you have to be in a mind. It's a mental challenge, and you have to be mentally tough to say, I'm going to get better today, and I'm going to treat today the same way I treated the other day, regardless of how I feel today. And so, you're funny, girl. And so that's our mission, and that's our goal. And our goal, I know there are going to be a lot of chatter about this and that, now they got this lead and they have the best record in NFC. We don't care about any of that. All we care about is how we get better to win our next game, how we rest our bodies this week, how we go 1-0 each day the following week to try to go 1-0 against the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's our mission, because there's this huge mountain to climb. But you can't climb the mountain all in 1 week. And when you look up that mountain and you start to just look up at how much more you got to climb, that's what makes you slip when you do that. And so your steps have to be, your head has to be down, your focus has to be on the mountain, your focus has to be on your next step, and that'll be our next practice. And this week, take rest in our bodies.
Last one. You mentioned Lamb a little bit, how good he is, Nick, but that's tough duty for guys like Sidney and Eli. When you see rookies persevere like that, fight through, what does that mean to you as a
we have faith in these guys. That's why we drafted Sidney. That's why we picked up Eli in free agency. That's why they made the football team, and that's why they're playing in these critical moments. And we've been banged up on the secondary, no doubt. But again, at the end of the day, there's times you will bleed out in the pass game, but to give up 6 points in the second half, like a team like that, that's what was impressive. And so now you get that a little bit, right? Because if the game was different and we didn't have the lead, maybe they go for a field goal here and there, and maybe you give up more than 6 points. But that's not how the game was played right there. And so I know what the stats say. I do feel that they did on Dallas did play a really good game, especially in the pass game. But our guys made plays in crunch situations, and those two young guys made plays in crunch situations, and they were there and they were contesting, and they were in good spots. And then sometimes good offense beats good defense. I mean, we know that. I mean, we see that on a consistent. This city can go back and see Allen Iverson. Good offense beat good defense. I just met J.J. Redick in the hallway. I know for a fact there was a lot of guys with hands in his face. I see him make a ton of jump shots with guys in his face. That was good defense, but sometimes good offense beats good defense, and that's the same thing here. But I was proud of the way they continued to fight and continued to have, to just keep fighting for the next play. And our guys did that. They had dog mentality. Shoot, we had a pass interference call on the first play with 45 seconds left to put them at midfield, and they just kept refocusing themselves. Because all that matters is they played that next play, the next play, the next play, and you saw what happened. And great resiliency by our guys.
All right, thanks.